In physics, when two objects match frequencies, they start to vibrate together without ever touching. In human relationships, we spend entire lifetimes searching for that exact same resonance. We wait for the person who will finally feel like home. But here is the trap. Most of us have no idea how to actually recognize them when they show up. Instead, we fall for the chaos. We take the racing heart, the anxious waiting by the phone, and the emotional roller coasters, and we tell ourselves, this must be it. This is chemistry. But what if the intense obsession you've been calling destiny is actually just an old pattern repeating itself? What if genuine soul recognition doesn't feel like a storm at all, but like something entirely different? Today, we're peeling back the layers of soulmates, soul contracts, and genuine human connection, pairing what neuroscience tells us about the nervous system with what metaphysics and regression work tell us about the soul. One gives us the what, the other gives us the why. We'll break down what actually happens in your body when you cross paths with a true soulmate, why we so easily mistake emotional chaos for true depth, and how to spot the subtle triggers designed to wake you up in that very first second. This is chemistry. That's the line we tell ourselves the moment things start to feel unbearable. And it's the first lie your nervous system tells you. Because what you're actually feeling in that moment isn't destiny. In psychology, this state of intrusive, obsessive infatuation has a name: limerence, a concept coined by psychologist Dorothy Teneff. Limerence is driven by the subconscious mind, the storehouse of conditioned patterns, unhealed wounds, and past emotional scripts. When you experience a sudden, frantic attraction that leaves you walking on eggshells, your nervous system is entering a state of hyperarousal. Neuroscience shows us that while dopamine floods your brain's reward circuits to create a temporary high, your amygdala, the brain's threat center, is firing at the same time. Your sympathetic nervous system kicks in, placing you in a subtle fight or flight response. This is why you feel the racing pulse, the tight knot in your stomach, and the restless urge to check your phone. It feels intense because it mirrors addiction, but at its core, it's driven by anxiety. Genuine soul resonance is said to work through a different physiological pathway. Some researchers describe this through Polyvagal Theory, a framework, not a settled consensus, but one that gives us useful language here. In this model, true safety engages the parasympathetic nervous system, specifically the ventral vagal state, the body's social engagement system, instead of triggering alarm bells. A genuine soul connection lowers your defenses and delivers an immediate, visceral sense of safety. There is no high-stakes chase, no frantic effort to impress, and no underlying fear of rejection. While neurotic attraction feels like a restless hunger you're constantly trying to feed, soul resonance feels like dropping a heavy weight you didn't even realize you were carrying. Put it this way: in a regular romantic encounter, your subconscious asks, "Do you like me?" In a true soulmate encounter, your deeper self simply asks, "Is it you?" What actually happens in that single, frozen moment when your eyes meet a soulmate for the very first time? Before your mind can analyze their appearance, your inner narrative experiences a sudden pause. The background chatter of your thoughts simply drops out. For a brief moment, time appears to stop, pulling you completely into the present. While your logical mind goes quiet, your body registers the encounter through an immediate somatic response. This isn't the anxious, scattered energy of ordinary attraction. It is a physical wave of recognition. People often report a sudden change in their breathing, a sharp intake or an involuntary hold, followed by a flush of heat in the chest, a sudden wave of chills, or an unexpected lump in the throat. In many cases, there is even an unexplained urge to burst into tears upon making eye contact. This isn't emotional fragility. It is your deeper awareness overriding your ego's usual defenses. Philosopher Plato called this phenomenon anamnesis, the sudden recollection of pre-existing knowledge. You aren't gathering new information about a stranger. Instead, your entire nervous system experiences a sudden, undeniable familiarity. In less than a second, your body registers a truth that your mind is still trying to wrap itself around. You aren't meeting someone new, you are remembering them. If these encounters feel like acts of remembering, it raises an obvious question. Where does this memory actually come from? In the regression work, Life Between Lives, LBL, hypnotherapy of Dr. Michael Newton, thousands of individuals under deep hypnosis have described a remarkably consistent structure to what happens between lives. According to these accounts, we belong to primary soul groups, small clusters of consciousness that repeatedly incarnate together, taking on different roles to help each other evolve. Before entering a physical life, these soul groups are said to establish specific agreements or contracts for what they'll help each other learn next time around. But a contract alone doesn't explain how two people find each other in a world of 8 billion. Birth comes with a necessary veil of amnesia. So something else has to do the work of bringing the right two people into the same room. The first is a synchronicity, Carl Jung's term for meaningful coincidence. A meeting with a true soul connection never happens by accident or before its time. When a contract is ready to be activated, the physical world seems to bend to make the encounter inevitable. Events align, plans fall apart, circumstances shift, simply to bring two people into the exact same space at the exact right moment. The second is what Newton called signposts, prearranged memory markers embedded into the encounter itself, so that once synchronicity brings you face to face, something can actually wake you up. These signposts are rarely grand or cinematic. They're usually hidden in ordinary details, a sudden sense that you're looking at a familiar awareness behind a completely new face, the specific cadence of a voice cutting through a noisy room, an unplanned touch that carries an inexplicable weight, or even something as mundane as a piece of jewelry or clothing. Because synchronicity brings you together, that initial flash of recognition is felt by both souls. But after that first second passes, human free will and the ego take over. Facing a true soul connection requires immense vulnerability, the shedding of protective masks, and the courage to look past life's immediate anxieties. A soul contract guarantees the meeting and the spark of recognition. It never guarantees what happens next. The soul recognizes the truth instantly, but the earthly personality might still struggle with fear, self-doubt, or timing. A true soul connection isn't a force that controls us. It's an invitation to step through our fears and embrace something real. With all these layers of psychology, neurobiology, and soul contracts, it comes down to a very practical question. How do you actually tell the difference between an unhealed pattern and a genuine soul connection when someone enters your life? The answer doesn't lie in overanalyzing their behavior. It lies in reading your own internal navigation system. First, observe what happens to your baseline state of being. Limerence feeds on uncertainty and emotional volatility. It creates a constant, subtle anxiety that keeps your mind spinning with questions. Do they like me? Did I say the wrong thing? How do I keep them interested? It demands that you wear a mask, adjust your personality, and manage their perception of you. Soul resonance does the exact opposite. It introduces a sudden, profound quietness into your system. When you're with a true soul connection, there's no urge to perform or prove your worth. Instead of driving you into hypervigilance, the presence of that person acts like a grounding wire. You don't feel the frantic need to hold on to them, because the connection isn't built on fear of loss. It's built on immediate, mutual safety. Second, look at where the relationship directs your energy. Toxic or unhealed bonds act as energy drains, pulling you into repetitive emotional loops and making your world smaller and more exhausting. A soul connection acts as an amplifier. Because you aren't spending your energy trying to survive the relationship, that emotional resource gets redirected back into your own life, your purpose, and your personal growth. Facing a soulmate doesn't make you lose yourself. It strips away your illusions and returns you to who you truly are. Genuine soul recognition isn't about finding someone to complete you. nor is it a magical spell that solves all your earthly problems. It's simply a mirror, a profound moment of clarity where two consciousnesses align, reminding you that home isn't a physical place you travel to, but a state of being you remember together.